Green light, they're away.
And they're all in their positions, ready to go. There's the light up.
In true Mildura style.
The green light's on. It was a beautiful start.
He's trying to get across.
Hello, welcome to Burning Questions. Great to have your company here. November 20, looking ahead to the big Vicbred Super Series finals night at Melton on November 22, Saturday night. Three special guests to help us preview the card: Dan Mielicki, Glen Craven, and James Herbertson. We'll start with you, Dan. Really appreciate you jumping on. You've got to head my way shortly to Ballarat to call some races before the big blockbuster meeting. Well, first of all, at Geelong and then on Saturday night at Melton. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. Always great to join you and James and Glenn and have a chat about a pretty big night on Saturday night.
That's for sure. James Herbertson makes time in a busy schedule. He'll be on a plane tomorrow to head to New Zealand, Herbie, but I'm sure you're looking forward to driving a few winners at Melton on Saturday night. Vicbred Super Series finals is always a night that all drivers, trainers and owners look forward to.
No, absolutely. It's one of the biggest nights of the year and something that every owner in Victoria strives to be a part of and hopes that they have either bred or bought a horse good enough to make the finals. So, there'll be a lot of excited connections at the end of the night.
Yeah, too right. And Glen Craven jumps in the car. He's probably in between jog trips. Glennie, thanks for giving us a couple of minutes.
No worries, Talk. Yeah, got a couple there geared up waiting, so hopefully they'll wait patiently.
Good man. Let's get stuck right into it. APG's yearling sale dates for 2026 are locked in. Back in 5 states this year and coinciding with some of the biggest events in the harness racing world, with their Melbourne sale on Hunter Cup weekend and the Sydney sale on Miracle Mile weekend. The APG sales are the place to be in 2026. Head to apgold.com.au for all the details. Of course, APG are the sponsors of this year's Vicbred Super Series. The 3-year-old boys are ready to fight. So who wins the first final of the night? Race 1 at 6:07 p.m. This is a cracker. We've got a wide open field, plenty of winning chances. $2.60 is the favourite. Captain Perfect. James Herbertson drives the second elect. Number 5, New Shuffle at $4.20. Herbie, we'll start with you. He was probably going to get beaten in the semi-final the other night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Dunny's had our measure, I thought. Not sure why he galloped, but he did have our measure.
Does that give you a little cause for concern heading into this final on Saturday night, particularly with a bit of speed drawn underneath you as well? So he may not find the fence.
Yeah, I don't think he'll find the fence there myself. I'm surprised that he's second favourite. I think he's good enough to run top 5 for sure, but you look at the depth off the back row and the way Golden Tribe's been going. He's going to really have to step it up another notch to beat majority of those the better horses. But on the same token, he's doing a really good little job, little horse, and he's got a big future ahead of him. But he was going to get beat by Dunnies last week, and it's on the fields. It's 14-1, so parking outside of him. So yeah. I struggle to see why he's that price.
Yeah. You probably had the pick of driving at least the 4-horse scenario. Did you come close to jumping on him, Herb?
No, I'd stay with New Shuffle there. Sean, he was really happy with his run last week and he won the heat before that, quite well within himself. But, this sort of race is another step up. Yeah,
for sure. Dan, we'll come to you here. Great start to the night. Really looking forward. I mean, we kick it off with a bang, don't we? So it's going to be an exciting way to start the 10-race card. Did you have a bet you wanted to have here in the opening event?
Look, when I first saw the prices, there were 2 obvious things. One was, as James alluded to, New Shuffle. I thought they were missing a 1 in front of its price. That's not to say it can't win. It's not a $4.50 chance, surely. Then again, I'm still working for a living. And Golden Tribe was, I think, $11. And my first thought was, he might have just been 7 or 8. Well, he's been trimmed right up. He's the one that benefits from a good gate, where he hasn't had a lot of them lately in some of those better races. But isn't it such an even field because of the barrier draw? I reckon if you wanted to pick the most evenly balanced race, that's the barrier draw you would come up with. And, the horses are on the back line. They're not out of it. But it's harder for them. And the horses on the front line, it evens up. And I think Golden Tribe is the one that benefits most from the barrier draw. It is. It's a good race. Look, Storms Collide is the horse I thought was the best horse, but I wasn't so sure last week. I thought his run was okay to good. Is it just a semi-final type race where he's got bigger things to come in the grand final? I don't know. Look, I think Golden Tribe might be a better play each way.
Yeah, I saw it similar, Dan. And he has been trimmed up into $5, but he may touch 6 or 7 again with money for other horses. So I'm each way Golden Tribe. Glennie, I'll come to you. We've had a bit of a chat on the phone. I think Cookie's talking a big game. Look, in my opinion, and you can speak openly here, they've finally got the draw that they wanted in a big race, and I'm sure he's going as good as any of the other horses here. He's got great gate speed. I don't think there's a horse to his outside that that can cross him for pure speed. So he gets a great chance here to try and lead all the way. Is that the way you'd drive him if you had the steer?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like you say, all the sort of the seasoned horses are off the back row, and Donny's one out wide. So it's all going to come down to a lead time, I think. But Cookie's going to have a lot of options, as you say. Yeah, he hasn't had many good draws, and when he has drawn okay, he's always had one with a bit of gate speed underneath him. So Tommy's sort of looked after him and just kept him going around and seasoned him up this prep, and he's definitely improved, as Dan said, a lot of lengths. So in a few of his races. So I think with the draw and his natural gate speed, he should be able to hold up early, and I think Cookie's going to have a few options if he needs to be, but I think his first option definitely would be to try and lead all the way, but I think it'll all come down to that lead time and probably more so what Dunny wants to do and Emma and Clayton's ones.
Yeah. If I gave you $100, Glenn, and you were having a bet, would it be on Golden Tribe or another horse?
No, definitely. I wouldn't give up Golden Tribe from that draw in that race.
Yeah. Okay. So a few of us with Golden Tribe there in the first race. Can't wait for that one. 6:07 p.m. Pride's Easy Feed stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. He's a talent, is Howdy Mate, but can he elevate himself to a Group 1 great race? 3 on the card. The Vicbred final for the 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings set to go at 7 p.m. James Herbertson takes the drive with Howdy Mate wide on the back row. Herbie, I'll come straight to you here. You didn't drive him in the heat last Friday. You were too busy celebrating a big win there with Tracy the Jet over in New Zealand, but he sort of did what he needed to do. It was a nice heat performance, and he comes into this final, with a nice fitness run under his belt.
Yeah, definitely going to need to be better than what he was last week. He looked like he was just doing a couple of little things wrong here and there. And, I probably would have liked him to win a little bit easier as well. Evers' horse took a lot of ground off him late, off a cold sit. And, they only got home in 30. So, he's going to have to be a lot better this week from 11, that's for sure.
You spoke about the market before, Herbie, with New Shuffle maybe being a bit of unders. Is $3.90 about the right price, second favourite? I feel like it's in the ballpark. So what would your comments be around, his place in the market at the moment? Howdy, mate?
Yeah, around $4, I would say. It's probably fair. From the draw and that, being a 2-year-old trotter, he's still going to have to get away and not get checked early. So definitely plenty of things that can go wrong, but if he turns up and is the best version of himself, then he's right in it, that's for sure.
Okay, Dan, I'll come to you here. Kiang Baslenka, the favourite currently at around the 250. Howdy Mate, $3.90, $4.40 for the Redwood Classic winner, Not Another Naughty. Double figures the rest, including a couple of horses that I think have got genuine chances. The Preacher at $11 and Money the Munster. I thought he was really good in the heat at around the 12. How did you see this one, Dan?
Yeah, well, I'd say the big three are the 3 on the back line. And then, as you mentioned, there's a few horses that'll go around double figures front line. Timmy Wiz, it was really good to the eye, the way it charged home last week, and even unclad because of the draw. I was impressed with Kiang Baslenka. I wouldn't mind offering a question to Glenn here, just to my eye, it just looked like grand finals next week. He's having a hard run without cover. He seemed to trot fine to me, but there wasn't a lot of vigour there to my eye, Glenn. Just, did he trot well enough, or is the eyes on the bigger prize, so to speak?
Yeah, no, wasn't a problem with his trotting. He levelled up probably a little bit too early and allowed on the non-naughty to sort of get its momentum back going, turning for home. And yeah, that was probably a mistake on my behalf. I probably drove him a little bit too quiet early. I probably should have stayed ahead of him and been the horse in front. I think, yeah, grand final this week. A lot will depend on what happens early, but if he gets ahead of those other ones and can get around the field early, I think he's going to be awfully hard to beat just with his sheer speed. And yeah, he's just improved every run he's gone now.
So, Baslenka, for you, Dan, is that the way you're leaning?
Not just for tomorrow. I really like him. I think he can go to a bigger level. There's something about him. He's got some extra talent, and I know the others have too. Howdy Mate, he's got the looks and the talent, and even Not Another Naughty, who drifted. I couldn't understand the drift, even though I liked hearing Bislanka last week, why Not Another Naughty got out to longer odds. But after watching that race, I do feel confident that Kiang Baslenka is the better horse at the moment, and perhaps even for the future. But this is a real good race. There's a lot of depth. It's good to see a good bunch of young trotters, a really good bunch of young trotters.
Yeah, too right. Dan, I'll come to you here, Glenn. I reckon since we started the show, you've lost the drive on Kiang Baslenka. Jason Lee goes on and Glen Craven goes off. So I assume you knew about that one.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, he's a lovely little horse, as Dan said. I think he's going to keep progressing into the future. He just has raw speed and talent at the moment. So when his body and brain and everything can catch up, yeah, I think he's a real talent for the future.
Did he work up nicely at home, Glenn? Like he's a horse that works well with your other good ones at home?
Yeah, no, he's always done his work well. He's a light framed horse and he has a lot of speed. So yeah, just sort of keeping the brake on him at the moment. He can get a little bit revvy, so that's probably why I drove him a little bit too cautiously last week, which meant, yeah, sort of got stuck in a bad position. But yeah, hopefully this week off the second row he can settle early and yeah, get on his bike when he needs to and get in the right position.
Good stuff. That's race number 3 on the program. Let's move on to the third question here. And the sponsor is Logical Staffing Solutions. They provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. A logical solution for your staffing needs. His recent starts have left us in awe, but can Mecarno overcome his wide back row draw? Race 4 is the Vicbred final for the 3-year-old trotting colts and geldings. We're talking about the horse out of the draw here, horse 13, Mecarno for Michael Bellman. I don't think there was a person in the industry that wasn't happy to see Mick get a Group 1 there at Maryborough a few weeks ago after trying since 1997 and having more than 22,000 drives to get it. As he said to me this week, no one can say I haven't earned it. So Mick was as understated as ever. Dan, I might come straight to you here. You called this race the heat last week. I must admit I had something on Mecarno, threw the ticket in the bin, might have scrambled back to get it. I can't believe he won by the margin that he won by. It was a performance of a horse he's right in the zone at the moment.
Oh, he's in the zone, but it's still a concern that he can gallop early in the race. And they're coming to it's a pseudo Group 1, let's face it, as far as the prize money, but it's still an important race. And, you know, you want to have them trotting all the way. And it's great to know that he can overcome a mistake and still win it, such as his class and the way that he's improved. But it's always going to be a concern. You're drawn outside the back line, which maybe is a good spot for him, but to give away starts, you know, you keep flirting like that and it's going to bite you on the gluteus maximus at some stage. Naturally, he's the horse to beat. It's very difficult to predict to pick against him. I think he's better than Commodus. If Commodus had drawn the front line, it could be a different situation. There's a couple on the front line, though, that Muskie in particular, the best of him, I reckon, could give it a bit of a push at odds for that horse. But yeah, look, I can't tip against Mecarno, but I think it's one of those instances where I'm not sure I could back him, but maybe, you know, a 1 out in the early quaddie type of scenario.
Yeah. I'll come to you here, Glenn. We'll hold Herbie to last. Haven't got a drive in this race, but you've driven against Michael Bellman for a long period of time, many years. It was great to see him, get that Group 1, and he's got a really nice horse here. So is he the horse to beat, Mecarno?
Yeah, definitely. Like as Dan said, like he gave away a big start and worked around the field and won so easily. So yeah, I think especially when On Chauffeur and Commoners, who I think are the 2 second best horses in the race, both drew off the back row as well. So yeah, I think from that draw, if he settles all right early and can get round whenever he needs to be, he's definitely that horse to beat.
Yeah. Herbie, I'll come to you here. You drove the third favourite at 9.50 on Chauffeur for Jess Tubbs. Tell you what, I took a long time to warm to this horse. I didn't think much of him early days. Then I thought his win first up at Geelong when I thought he was going to get beaten by Ringer Wells there, and he kicked back to win. I thought it was an okay win, and then he got better. He won at Maryborough. And then I had something on him last week, and he was unlucky. He was 4 back the fence, and he flew home and ran second. So I reckon he's a horse that's the penny's starting to drop for him.
Yeah, if we drew the front row and the absolute best version of him turned up, I don't think Mecarno would beat him, honestly, from the draw if we drew front row. But from 8, makes it a whole lot different. Yeah, we're probably going to have a slight tactical advantage on him, but yeah, he's still not going to be too far away from us. But yeah, Blake was really happy with the way he got around the last turn out wide, and he worked home really nice. So yeah, I think that was probably a nice run for him heading into the final. But yeah, if Mecarno does make a break early, I just don't know if he'd be able to do what he did in the heat 2 weeks in a row, being a 3-year-old and against the class of horse that's in this race, Commoners and On Chauffeur for 2 examples. So yeah, Mecarno, he's gonna have to trot, but if he trots, he's gonna be mighty hard to beat.
Is there a chance, Herbie? Because I feel like, given that the key chance in the back row, it's going to be a bit of a race to try and get up on speed. Because I feel like every horse on the front row would hand up. So, can you get off the inside and start to punch forward? I mean, that'd be ideal, wouldn't it? Is that ever over your shoulder, just saying that the front's not there?
Literally, exactly what she said. She's been listening to Dan too much, I think.
That was a complete guess. But would you look?
He's a justice, that's for sure. Yeah, look, no, I'm not too sure. It'll just come down to who begins the best off the front row, whether Commoners will beat us to the punch or whether we'll have first crack at it. But that is an option. But on the same token, sometimes with a front row of hand up horses, the lead time can be quite strong because they're all trying to get forward and want to go back. So yeah, it'll be interesting, but yeah, it's just probably not the best draw for us tactically.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. Race 4 at 7:38 p.m. Fourth and final question. Kurki has forgotten how to win, but on the big stage, can she give connections a reason to grin? Race 8 on the program is the Vicbred final for the 3-year-old trotting fillies. And let's take a quick look at the market here. Kiang Kurki is the second favourite at $4. I Am Wilma at $2.90. $5 Iron Women. 3 Sky Bella at $5. Double figures the rest. Headlined by Glen Craven's Drive, the 11 Jillaby Dream Lover. Let's start with you, Dan. I actually found this one of the more difficult races of the night. I thought there was a heap of winning chances here. When I say a heap, 4 or 5 or 6 at a pinch. Was there one that you were more keen on than the others, Dan?
Well, I think Sky Bella's the one that impressed me last week. Lightly raced. Brent Thompson's got his team going well. When they look good, they run well, Brent's horses, and it did the other night. Travelled well, finished off nicely, room for improvement. And yeah, I think Sky Bella's the value run. I think I Am Wilma, King and Kurki can't go past them. Yeah, they're the other key chances. I can see where you're coming from with a few others that could come into the mix, but I think Sky Bella's got the biggest upside. And obviously the dogs are barking Sky Bella as well there, James.
Who we got there?
Yeah, he wants his opinion noted as well as Spencer. He's very opinionated as well.
So it's you versus the other two, Herbie. You'd need a bit of luck to win this one, I think, Herb, with She Sky High for Tyrone Abella.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure how she's been going in the heats and the semis of this race, like this series. I'm not too sure. I haven't really been watching her, so the filly that we know, she's probably not up to Wilma and Kurki, but from the draw it makes it even harder.
Glenn, I'll come to you here. The team have a couple of runners, but we're speaking about Kia and Kurki first and foremost. Jason Lee will take the drive there. You drove this horse in the heats. I'm shocked you got beat. I thought I didn't think it was a very good performance, to be honest. What did you think?
Yeah, with all credit to Sky Bella, who sat outside us and beat us straight. But yeah, she was just probably lacked a bit of dash at the top of the straight when I asked her to go. So Auntie was quite disappointed in her, but her work this week's been a lot sharper. So I think he was just probably a little bit easy on her after she'd been chasing Tracy the Jet around for a few starts. So he's up to work a little bit this week, and she did look a lot sharper. So and from the draw, it could end up being really good because Iron Woman can get out of the gate if it can hold up early, and she can hold leaders back. For once, she won't have to do the donkey work and can come at them late.
Yeah. Did that heat performance make you jump off and get on Jilby Dream Lover, or was Jason pretty confident he could help her go better and he decided to take over? What was the story there?
No, I'm not sure. I think Jace clicks with her well, and she goes good for Jace. So and from the draw, I think she's the better chance of the two. It was probably the logical choice for Jace to get on, and if he can hold leaders back, or even if it doesn't happen, Iron Woman doesn't hold up and she can get out and drive to a normal pattern, she'll definitely be a big improver this week.
If you got to pick the drives, Glenn, would it be Kia and Kurki or Jilby Dream Lover?
They both went really good. Both went okay in the heats. Just from the draw, probably Kurki, but I'm not worried about Dream Lover. She's a very nice horse in her own right, and if they can have a bit of speed on and then she can get a decent trail into it, she's got quite a good turn of foot late. So she's just going to be relying on a bit more luck. Yeah,
for sure. Well, she did beat the favourite Iron Wilma there at Maryborough on Redwood Day, so she's definitely got a chance. Jilby Dream Lover. For the record, I'll go each way. The pole marker Iron Women in a really open, even race, just for the barrier draw advantage there for Iron Women. Sharps Bakery are the sponsors of our Best Bets segment. The slot submission process for the running of the Bulls next year in March is closed, and we'll have an announcement in the next couple of weeks on who those slot holders are. So that's a bit of news out of Birdship. Sharps Bakery are a great supporter here. Herbie, you went with Storm Rider as your best bet here last time. I must admit, a couple of people might have said, what's he on about there? And I even had the puppet walk up to me in the change rooms and say, why are you tipping Storm Rider? And I said, it was James Herbertson who tipped that horse. I don't think it can win. So, Herbie, it wasn't a great tip, let's be honest. What have you got for us this time around? It can't be Tracy the Jet tomorrow in New Zealand either.
Nah, look, I just clutching at straws there. I think just put under pressure and grab something that I like the look of, but didn't think about it too much. I'm not too sure. I don't know whether I can win one on Saturday night, so I'll probably have to go a race I'm not in. Put a bit of pressure on someone else, but I might actually go a little bit of pressure on Glennie in the last. Jilby Aura. Inside the back row isn't great for him, but he knows how to win Group 1, so put the pressure on Glennie.
Good man. Race 10, number 8, Jilby Aura at 240. Glenn, I'll come to you here for your best bet. Don't tell me Herbie stole yours as well.
I was thinking about it, but I think I'll probably steal yours, I reckon, and go race 1. Number 1, Golden Tribe, and put it on Cookie. Hopefully I'm still awake by the last race, Herb. So it's that late.
Good stuff. Race 1, number 1, Golden Tribe at $5 for Glen Craven. Dan, your best bet, please.
Look, I'm going to have 2 bites at the cherry, but it might be a worthwhile all up. Kiang Bezlinka, I've really fallen for this horse. I just think he could develop into something really special. He'd get his chance to win, even though it's a really good field. And Soho Mecarno, if she backs up okay, she had a pretty hard run there last week, but I think the draw suits her. If anything close to her best turns up, she should be winning her final. Soho Mecarno.
Thanks, Dan. Well, I'll go with another Soho. I do like Golden Tribe. I like a few bets on this program, but look, he's around the $2 mark, so no massive spoil. But he did open at the 440 race. 2, number 5, Soho Trump. I think he'll find the top. I thought his heat win was ridiculously good. They got him in 53 something for a 2-year-old, and then his run in the semi-final where I think the lead time was 42.4, Dan, or something ridiculous.
It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
And he boxed on and was only beaten in the last 100 metres or so, and he ran 4th. If he gets a top, they won't beat him. So pretty keen on him. Race 2, number 5, Soho Trump. Herbie, Glennie, Dan, thanks for joining us here on Burning Questions. Go well in all your respective roles today, tomorrow, and this weekend. That has been Burning Questions. Bronte Newenberg will be on track for all the coverage of Vicbred Super Series night, along with Dan Mielicki on Sky Racing and at thetrots.com.au.
Green light, they're away.
And they're all in their positions, ready to go. There's the light up.
In true Mildura stock.
The green light's on. It was a beautiful start of.
He's trying to